Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Interesting setup today, huh? So, if y'all saw the video I put up yesterday evening, not that I do Sunday evening videos that often, but that one was quite important. And I hope some of you guys took advantage of it because today we may have a little bit of sticker shock. Was talking about yesterday that the German supermarkets are raising prices somewhere between 30 and 50% starting today. Okay. Now that's going to come as a shock to some people who didn't see that, go to the grocery store and go, what the hell do you mean? Well, this comes into play as to what we should be stocking. But not only that, I want to talk about why. And it may be a little different than what we usually talk about as preppers, okay? As preppers, it's always the beans and rice and beans, go there. You can live on beans and rice your entire life. Yeah, you can. You're just going to have a short life, but it'll be your entire life, okay? Now to give you this, there's something called a carb to protein ratio. And scientifically, the nutritionists have come up with a 2-to-1 ratio, two times, double the carbohydrates that you eat versus the proteins will help you with weight loss. I know you get the Atkins diets and the keto diets and everything like that. There's everyone that's going to have some sort of, oh, if you do this, it'll be great. Okay, I'm going to talk about science, not about marketing. And no, I'm not Dr. Fauci. But 2-to-1 carbs to proteins is good for weight loss. To maintain body weight, a 4-to-1 ratio is what you need to have. And believe it or not, overall, Americans are pretty close to what we eat. On average, the average American is at about 4.2-to-1 carbs to protein. Now, that's the good part. The bad part is we eat nearly 5 times as many bad carbs as we do good carbs. And this is where the preppers need to take notice of this and start stocking good carbs rather than bad carbs. Now, low quality carbs, all right, which is about 41.8% of the average American's diet. Not good, okay? The good carbs is about 8%. Oops. But the bad carbs are things like white bread, pizza dough, pasta, pastry, white flour, white rice, sweet desserts, and many of your breakfast cereals. And I will bet that if you don't have all of those in your house right now and a lot of them in your pantry, you have at least 80%, okay? So we look over here, bag of flour, 5-pound bag of flour. Sure, we all stock flour. White flour lasts longer than whole wheat flour. That's why we store it, okay? But I want to give you this. A 50-pound bag of flour will make 1 loaf of bread per week for 1 year. You probably don't need more than that, okay? The two of us, 1 loaf of bread for a week is probably plenty, right? Other ones, pasta. Got macaroni, got pasta noodles. Sure, you're going to have that, but again, bad carbs. Rice. I just brought this one out rather than bringing out big bags of rice, but we all probably have these, the Knorr pasta sides in our preps, okay? White rice isn't as good for you as brown rice. Problem is, brown rice stores for about 6 months and goes bad. White rice will store for like 5 years. So yeah, we have some. But that's not what we should be stocking in the way of food. If you're going to the grocery now and go, crap, I've got to buy something, and you're going to buy somewhere between 2 times and 4 times as much carbs as you are proteins. Let's start there. What do you want to get? Beans, dry beans. I know people say about dry beans, hey, this isn't a great idea. It takes a lot of energy to cook dry beans or whatever. You soak your beans overnight, you cook them the next day, you're fine. It doesn't take all this energy that everybody says, just soak the beans overnight. Canned beans, okay? Black beans, northern beans, pork and beans, pinto beans, whatever it is, can them. And again, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I can buy the dry beans and can them myself. Yes, great idea. However, there's one downfall to that, and I want you guys to think about this. If you have to bug out, the last thing you're going to want to be carrying with your glass jars. Okay? They bang against each other, and the next thing you know, your bug out bag has got beans all over it. Have some cans, all right? Even if you do all your beans, have some cans. Canned beans aren't that expensive. Lentils, peas, any sort of legumes, okay? Great for split pea soup, all right? Great prepper meal. Very easy to make. Onions, ham, and split peas. Cheap, and you're golden, all right? All good for you. Nuts. Got some trail mix here, okay? But nuts, another good carb to have. Oatmeal, another good carb to have. Should be, heart healthy oatmeal. Get your oatmeal, all right? Great to have plenty of. Mashed potatoes, preferably the real ones that you're growing, but if not, these are perfect for storage as well, okay? Another one on the grain side, barley. I know a whole lot of people don't use barley. We do. Barley is great in soups. It's a great healthy for you, and it is filling. So those are the kind of carbs you want to buy, not necessarily the pastas and the rice. I'm not saying don't buy rice and pasta, okay? Just don't go out and buy yourself 100 pounds of pasta. Don't go out and buy yourself 100 pounds of rice or whatever it is, depending on what it is. And like I said, 50 pounds of flour will make a loaf of bread a week. There's enough, okay? 50 pounds of rice is 250 half-cup servings, which is what you're supposed to have. Each 50 pounds of rice will be enough for one person to have rice with dinner 5 times a week. You can find another better carb. 50 pounds of dried beans will make 600 servings of half-ounce cups, okay? Beans are lighter and more air in it and everything like that. So yeah, trust me, that's the numbers on it. But most importantly, after the carbs, is you've got to have proteins. Now remember, carbs are going to be good for your energy level. Proteins are good for keeping your body in one piece, if you will, replenishing. We all know, the 10 o'clock and the 2 o'clock crash. You eat your breakfast in the morning at 10 o'clock, you're like, oh my God, my ass is dragging. I need to do something. You go to lunch, you feel all good after lunch at 2 o'clock. Have a Snickers. Snickers really satisfies all this, right? It's because you had so many carbs for lunch, you got that high, and then you crash. Carbs are processed by your stomach in about a half an hour, okay? It takes about 4 hours to process proteins. That's why you can make it from one meal to the next if you eat the proteins, but you want a snack if you eat the carbs, and the snacks are what causes you to gain the weight, okay? Have a Snickers bar every day and watch how much weight you gain. So let's get into proteins, and I strongly suggest everybody buy multiples on these, okay? Not just one. You're going to get sick and tired of the same thing every day. Peanut butter, great protein and a complex carb, okay? Wonderful thing to have, to eat plenty. You want something in the morning, grab an apple with peanut butter. There is like the perfect breakfast, okay? You got your carbs, your sugars, your proteins, everything, and you're golden, okay? You won't have that crash. Meats, okay, what do I have? Beef stew, chicken, roast beef, Vienna sausages, maybe corned beef hash, another good one. That's meat and potatoes, okay? Mackerel. I know not everybody's a big fan of fish, but mackerel is a great one to have. Sardines, a great one to have. Tuna fish, fabulous. Chili. I prefer the ones with the meat and the beans. Yes, I know you Texas people are going to tell me there's no beans in chili. Okay. This is SHTF. Get over it. Okay, it's like buying your I only eat organic food. Get over yourself. Okay, you're going to be eating whatever's available. You're going to try to have whatever you can. Canned chili, canned hams. Okay, like I said before, split pea soup. Gee, there's some split peas. There's a canned ham. Poof, you put that together with a little bit of onion, a little bit of pepper, and guess what? You have split pea soup, which is very healthy and very satisfying. Now, I know what people are going to say. Oh, but if you eat all that canned meat, the sodium levels. In an SHTF, you are going to be working and sweating like crazy. You are going to need to have the salt in your diet. Okay? Salt is something that you should prep for. You should have it. You're going to get plenty out of this. Okay? Don't worry about that. Then I know everybody's going to say, oh, but my cholesterol level, and oh, but my blood pressure and everything. You're going to be amazed how fast your body gets back to doesn't need medication in an SHTF because of the complete change of your lifestyle. You're not going to be sitting on the couch watching YouTube videos. You're not going to be sitting behind a desk playing on the computer all day. You're going to be out in the yard hauling wood, digging holes, walking guard duty. You think 10,000 steps is now, oh my God, that's what I need for losing weight. 10,000 steps is going to be nothing in SHTF. You'd be like, okay, I did that by lunch. What's the rest of the day? Okay. This is it. If you're going to go out and add some more food right now, which I'm certainly suggesting, stay on this side of the table, avoid that side of the table. Yeah, I know pasta and rice are cheap. Okay. This is the stuff that'll keep you alive. This is the stuff that you'll eat for the rest of your life, both years of it. Have a good Monday. Pinball out.